Welcome in, everyone. Dr. Chem here, and I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide today for this explainer on a truly game-changing technique in analytical chemistry. We're talking about hydrophilic interaction liquid chromatography, or as we all call it, HILIC. Now, if you've ever spent hours in the lab pulling your hair out trying to analyze highly polar compounds, well, you know the frustration. They just won't stick. But today, we're going to break down exactly how HILIC revolutionized our approach to these tricky molecules, turning a massive analytical headache into a beautifully streamlined process.
So, here is our roadmap for the explainer. We're going to cover 1. The polar compound challenge, 2. Principles of HILIC separation, 3. Instrumentation and working process, 4. Advantages and key limitations, and 5. Applications in modern chemistry.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the Polar Compound Challenge. To really appreciate why HILIC is such a big deal, we have to contrast it with our everyday laboratory workhorse, reversed phase HPLC. You know the drill. Reversed phase is absolutely fantastic for nonpolar to moderately polar compounds. But when you throw highly polar molecules at it, it struggles badly. Those polar analytes simply aren't retained well at all. They just shoot right through the column, eluting way too quickly, and completely failed to resolve. Enter HILIC. It was specifically engineered for the strong retention of highly polar compounds. It actually provides a massive degree of orthogonality to reverse phase. Basically, the elution order in HILIC is roughly the complete opposite of what you'd see in a reversed phase separation.
Moving right along to Section 2, Principles of HILIC separation.
Now, HILIC isn't just relying on one simple trick. It's actually this beautifully complex microscopic environment. At its core, the water from your mobile phase actively forms the semi-immobilized, water-enriched layer directly on the polar surface of the stationary phase. It's almost like a microscopic sponge. Once that layer is established, your analytes undergo hydrophilic partitioning. But that's not all. They're also experiencing hydrogen bonding, dipole-dipole interactions, and weak electrostatic interactions with the stationary phase itself. It's this whole symphony of chemical forces working together to grab hold of those highly polar compounds.
To put an official name to it, the primary driving force here is the partition mechanism. Because we're using a highly organic mobile phase, those highly polar analytes actively prefer to jump into that stationary, aqueous-rich layer coating the column's surface. Given the choice, they would much rather hang out in that microscopic layer of water than get swept away in the flowing organic mobile phase. And that right there is exactly why polar compounds stick around so much longer in HILIC.
Of course, to actually pull this off, you need the right physical hardware inside your column. Unmodified, bare, or hybrid silica materials are incredibly popular for this, but we also use specific functional groups to give us different selectivities. You've got amide-bonded phases, which are super stable. Aminopropyl phases are an absolute must for carbohydrates. Diol materials give you a ton of hydrophilicity. And we even use zwitterionic phases, which have both negatively and positively charged groups built right in, making them perfect for separating charged and neutral species at the exact same time.
Then there's the other half of the magic, the mobile phase. Now, in a traditional reversed phase setup, a highly organic mobile phase would just flush everything out instantly. But in HILIC, we do the exact opposite. We intentionally use a highly organic mobile phase. We're talking greater than 60% acetonitrile, combined with a smaller percentage of water and carefully optimized buffer salts. That high concentration of acetonitrile is literally what forces your polar analytes into that stationary water layer. Meanwhile, those buffers, things like ammonium formate, are absolutely critical for controlling the pH and keeping those secondary electrostatic interactions in check so your peaks stay nice and sharp.
Okay, that is the chemical theory. Let's switch gears to Section 3, Instrumentation and Working Process.
If you're wondering how we actually run this in a real high-throughput lab setting, I've got great news. You don't need to buy a whole new fleet of instruments. You leverage the exact same standard high-pressure liquid chromatography arrays you already have on your bench. You're just swapping in a distinct set of columns and solvents perfectly tailored for the polar stuff. Just to rattle through the standard hardware, you've got your solvent reservoir and degasser, the high-pressure pump, an injector or autosampler, the HILIC column sitting in its temperature-controlled oven, and your detectors. You can use UV-Vis, fluorescence, ELSD, CAD, or refractive index. But here is the absolute game changer. Because HILIC uses so much highly organic mobile phase, it is exceptionally compatible with LC-MS. The high volatility of that acetonitrile practically supercharges your ionization efficiency, giving you off-the-charts sensitivity for polar analytes. So, step by step, running a sample looks like this. Step 1, your highly organic mobile phase pumps through the polar column, establishing that vital water-rich layer. Step 2, you inject the sample.
Step 3, the analytes travel through, dynamically interacting and partitioning into that water layer, separating purely based on their polarity. The most polar compounds hold on the longest. And finally, step 4, your detector reads the beautifully resolved chromatographic peaks.
Now, as scientists, we have to look at the whole picture. Let's get into section 4, advantages and key limitations.
The advantages of HILIC are honestly staggering. You get excellent retention of highly polar compounds that reversed phase just completely chokes on. You get high separation efficiency and, as we said, killer LCMS compatibility and sensitivity. But there are absolutely trade-offs. Those complex retention mechanisms mean method development can be tricky. You have to really dial in your buffer optimization. Plus, HILIC is notoriously sensitive to sample-solvent mismatch. If your sample is dissolved in too much water, say goodbye to your peak shapes. They will completely distort.
And we have to talk about the most famous limitation, equilibration time. To get a truly stable baseline after running a gradient, you might have to wait up to 23.5 minutes. That's like 20 column volumes of post-gradient equilibration. Because that semi-immobilized water layer takes a surprisingly long time to reestablish itself on the silica surface, you have to be patient. If you try to rush your next injection, your retention times are going to drift all over the place. All right, we've mastered the how and the why. Let's bring it home with Section 5, Applications in Modern Chemistry. Why does this actually matter in the real world? Well, let's look at sugar analysis. Carbohydrates, glucose, fructose, lactose, these are highly polar and a nightmare to retain on standard columns. But drop them into a HILIC setup, usually with an aminopropyl column, and it just effortlessly separates and quantifies them. That makes HILIC an absolute lifeline for food analysis, beverage testing, and figuring out what's going on in biological samples.
But it gets even cooler when we talk about advanced applications. In metabolomics, researchers are hunting for disease biomarkers by analyzing tiny polar biomolecules, things like amino acids, nucleotides, and organic acids. By pairing HILIC with LCMS, they get the insane sensitivity required for systems biology. And in pharmaceutical research, it's just as vital. Analyzing highly polar drugs, finding trace impurities, running pharmacokinetic studies. HILIC ensures strict quality control when developing new life-saving formulations.
So to wrap up our explainer today, hydrophilic interaction liquid chromatography is absolutely not just some niche backup plan. It is an indispensable, fundamental technique in modern analytical chemistry. By leveraging a polar stationary phase against a highly organic mobile phase, HILIC gives us the power to crack open and understand the highly polar compounds that literally drive modern biotechnology and pharmaceutical research forward.
And I want to leave you with one final thought. The molecules that hold the key to our next major scientific advancements, whether they're novel biomarkers or the next breakthrough therapeutic, are very often the absolute hardest to analyze. So how will mastering the complex, beautiful retention mechanisms of HILIC unlock your next major breakthrough in disease research or drug development? Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you back in the lab.